Welcome back to another episode of Motivate with Coach Camp. I, of course, am your host, Coach Camp, and we are down here in these awesome, amazing, stupendous studios of SRP with Mr. Derek Michaud. All right, folks, we are closing out 2025. You guys that have been following me all year long, you know we have had quite a ride. We've had some incredible guests this year. I've been so blessed. 2025 was rock star status. Well, when I say rock star status, I want to really mean it. So we're going to close out 2025 with a rock star, and we're going to bring in 2026 with a rock star. That's how I like to do things. Book in rock stars. Finish a year strong, start a year strong. My guest this week is Mr. Charles Robbins. He is a musician. Just like I said, rock star. He is a part of the Charlie Robbins Blues Band. He's also the part of a band called Six Sense, and he does a lot of solo work. He's all over the internet. You guys will be able to look his stuff up. He is a guitar magnifico. I didn't even that's not a real word, but I'm going to make that word up for this year because it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to enjoy it. Stick around. It's going to be a fun episode. I know you're going to absolutely love it, but you know what I got to do? I got to pay the bills around this joint, and the way I do that is my magnificent sponsors. So stick around for just a second. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to have a quick second to let you guys know how much it means to me that you are my sponsor. SRP Studios, The Real Hernando, The Rhythm Section, Hardwick, Heating, Cooling, and Air Quality, Estes, Grading, Hodge Homes, Adair, Honey Farm, Miss Hippie Eats, Phones R Us, Ross, Sod Farms and Landscaping, Ivy Rain, Women's Clinic, Tonic POS by Tyler Young, and Coffee Central. Thank you guys so much for being a sponsor. If you'd like to be a sponsor, go to my website now, motivatecoachcamp.com, and click on the button. Thank you. Welcome back, folks. Here we are. We are with Mr. Charles Robbins, guitar legend. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thank you, man. You drove all the way up from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yes,
About an hour and a half or so, huh?
Hour 40.
Hour 40, closer to 2 hours. Look, I want you to know something. I say this to my guests. I'm always blown away and completely humbled when I know folks had to travel. Anytime you take time out of your day to go and do something with someone else, it matters. It's a part of your life. It's a moment. For you to be able to drive that far today, it means a lot to me. So you're just spending some time here, man.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, the same for you, man. Takes a lot of time for you to get all this together. So,
man, trust me, it is a true honor. And I get more out of this, I think, than my guests a lot of times. So I feel guilty. It's Christmas. It's the giving season. So that's the way it is. Hey, look, I want to hit on some of the things that you do, but I first want people to know. So just so you guys know, this guy is a phenomenal guitar player. You're going to hear that today. He's going to play us some stuff, but I want to find out what got Charles Robbins down this road. So where did you grow up, sir?
Yeah, so I lived in Greenwood my whole life. Born in Jackson. Went straight to Greenwood afterwards. So
family moved, I guess, obviously?
Yeah, well, we lived actually right outside of Greenwood in Minter City until I was about 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we have land out there and then moved to Greenwood.
Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So
and
growing up, going to high school down there, did you have brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what were y'all into back then? Y'all play sports or anything?
Man, I was all into sports. Like,
all right.
My whole childhood.
Like, what'd you play?
Mainly all I cared about. You know, football. I played Pee Wee football, basketball, soccer, tennis. Football and basketball are the ones I stuck to.
Nice.
Yeah, all through high school.
You know, I'm a coach. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I love some baseball and softball, man. I love coaching those things.
I sucked at those.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Just because you didn't have me as a coach. I would have got you on point, bro. I'd have got you on point. You'd have been good to go. So growing up, did you think you were going to be an athlete?
Yeah.
You wanted to do that? A lot of kids did. I did too, trust me.
You know, I remember being in the driveway. I had a little goal set up.
Did you?
And I was just being like, all right. What do I want to do? Do I want to be in the NFL or the NBA? Gosh.
You got to figure it out.
Which one do I want to
You're
do?
choosing them. They just give me a second, y'all. I'm figuring this out for y'all. So I got to ask this question. Who was your favorite basketball player?
Oh, I used to sit in my room and watch so many different people.
Okay.
I mean, I remember like 4th, 5th, 6th grade when Westbrook was getting all those triple doubles.
Oh yeah, Westbrook. Yeah.
And he would all his moves and stuff. I thought was really cool. Durant too, but like Westbrook, I was like, I wanted to play like him. So
that kind of shows your age a little bit of picking some of the more current players. That's good. Yeah. Obviously, I was a Jordan fan. There was nobody in the world that was better than Jordan to me, man.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan. Of course, he's on everybody's clothing as well. So I mean, who could say he's not? Right.
Also, I was like a little bit of a early bloomer. So coming up, I was the biggest one on the basketball court.
Oh, so you got tall quick.
Yeah, I got tall quick, so that helped me up until about sophomore year of high school, and then I stopped growing. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So
then, like, I'm not as good. I was like, okay, everyone else has done caught up to me now.
So at some point, sports catches up to a person, and that's true for a lot of folks. Yeah. Some people are those unique birds that just continue to grow, but a lot of us, we kind of settle into being more of a different person. So I was a baseball player, and eventually I became other things, right? So when did music come into your life?
But yeah, like I was, so it kind of correlates with sports. So okay, music was something I was always interested in and always attracted to. And my dad would constantly play music around me that I liked. And all of that went through my head as a kid. I was like, this sounds good.
So what kind of music do you listen to?
He would put on, he had Sirius in the truck, and he would take me deer hunting. And he would go like 70s on 7, 80s on 8. You know, remember, all that on XM?
Yeah. Satellite radio, dude.
Yeah, so it was just all different stuff like that. And then he'd play pop radio, and I was just like...
So a lot of different influences.
Yeah, so for a while, I just liked music,
Sure.
And then I had an iPod and just listened to stuff, but I never thought I was going to ever be able to play anything.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then I think I was about 8 years old. I went on a Boy Scout trip. My dad is in the Scouts. I got my Eagle Scout.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, congratulations. By the way, if y'all don't know, man, Eagle Scout is that's nothing to sneeze at. That's tough. It takes a lot of years of dedication.
Yeah. So my dad, he helped with the Boy Scout troop coming up. So I was the youngin'. Then my older brother was in it and all his friends.
Okay.
So I was the youngest one there, 8. They're all 13, 12 to 14, 15.
Help you grow up a little bit, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then one of the guys that came, one of the kids' parents, Mark Hudson, he had a little acoustic guitar, and he sat around the fire and played it. Oh. And I just thought it was the coolest thing.
So that was the first time you were introduced to some live music that you remember?
Yeah, and it was the music I play now, it's you wouldn't think it was serenading acoustic guitar that made me
yeah,
just someone sitting there and just hearing the scratch of the strings, and
it's kind of hypnotic, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
And then
clearly that is an impression then. So that was probably your first time.
Yeah, and
getting a taste of it.
Yeah, and then I asked my mom, I was like, "Can I get a guitar? I want to try it." And then got an acoustic guitar. Started taking lessons, 9 years old.
Okay.
So got lessons at this little music store, Charles Hall Studio. And then did it for a while. I learned my chords, do basic cowboy chords for a while. And then I just never really got past it. Just could strum a little bit. Only knew the name of the chords, didn't know intervals, didn't know scales, didn't know anything. And I would learn stuff on YouTube, I finger pick a little bit,
sure,
stuff like that. But for a while, it was just I wasn't really trying that hard, I guess. I was just something I could do.
It was a hobby.
Bit. Yeah, it was a hobby. Yeah.
Sure.
And then the main obsession was sports.
Still with sports. Well, you were young. So it makes sense. Yeah.
It was football, basketball.
Yeah. So then your parents, none of them were into playing music? Nothing.
No, nobody in my family.
I've known a few kids that grew up in musical families, and so their influence was so strong as a kid from being around it that it actually drove them away for a while. But then when they came back to it, it was natural to them. So it's they picked it up so quick. So you didn't have that happen. It was a completely separate situation.
No, it was for me, it was I kind of knew guitar, and then I'd say it was a couple years ago. I was okay, because I was coming towards the ends of high school. I was like, what do you really want to do?
Okay.
And then I read in a book called Mastery by the author Robert Greene. And he says, what was the thing you're most attracted to as a kid? And because that's the thing that you're meant to do.
Sure.
Because he's talking about how we have filters now, what people are going to think when you do stuff.
And that's true.
And a lot of people pick a career or a hobby or anything they think about. It's not an internal decision. It's externally motivated.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I thought about it. I was I remember being that memory popped up. I remember being a little kid and just being fascinated and always listening to music, having all this music on my iPod, constantly listening to music. And then I would be in places, just all my life I'd be in places and I'd sing guitar solos in my head. It'd be a pop song on the radio. And I couldn't do it on the guitar, but I could do it in my head.
Oh, okay. So you could make the beats in your head, but you didn't know how to play it yet on the guitar.
It wasn't even making the beat. I could hear a thing and be that they need a guitar solo on that.
Oh,
So I
I
just
see.
knew I liked the guitar.
You knew how to blend it.
Yeah, it sounded good in my head, and be like singing it.
Yeah.
I'd hear the instrumental, and I'd start playing the guitar in my head to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, why don't you try? Why don't you actually try? As you might, because he also said you get good at stuff faster, and then that was the most true thing I've ever felt in my life.
All the things you love, nobody has to tell you to train for. Nobody tells you have to practice or self-discipline to set aside the time. You do it because you can't do it enough. You love it so much.
Yeah, hours a day. Yeah.
Hours a day, and it goes by quick.
And it was different from when I was young, because when I was young, I was just dabbled into it, got frustrated, went and played sports or whatever. Just didn't really care. And then I was like, you actually want to be a musician that goes on stage. And so I told myself that.
How old were you whenever you started having those thoughts?
That I knew.
Where you're like, I want to be on stage. I want to try this. I want to go for it.
It was about November of
Very specific.
24.
Wow. So not too far back. Very recent. Just barely a year.
Yeah. No, November 23, not November 24.
Okay, so 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
Fascinating. Well, no, it's interesting because, we talked before the show started.
Yeah, because I graduated in 24, yeah.
Okay, so the producer here, he got into music, and once he started playing music, it's like all he could hear was bass. And he talks about he'll listen to a song, and he'll love the bass, or he'll love the melody of the song, and he'll never hear the words. So kind of what you're explaining or describing is you would hear a melody or something or a song being done, and you're like, I could put a music solo in there. I could put a guitar right in the middle of this, and it needs a guitar. You having that kind of intuition, and then also I would say vision.
Yeah.
Did that tell you that you maybe had a talent here that you were about to tap into?
Yeah, and he perfectly. I would recommend that novel to anybody who.
It's fascinating.
Has any
a book did that for you.
Yeah, any creative drive towards anything, I would recommend that book, because he said he talked about how you won't need motivation when you do something that you're actually feel like you're meant to do. Because I've been in the motivation stuff all my life, and it's for fitness, of course, playing sports, I've always been conscious about my body and everything and what I put in it. But it was that is just I was like, you want to do this? All right, you just need to fill knowledge gaps.
Yes.
It's okay, this guy can do this. I can kind of do it, but let me figure out what's the building block of that thing.
Sure.
And I saw a clip of John Mayer, one of my biggest influences.
Oh, guess what? That was number 1, number 2 question right here. Who was some of your biggest influences? So John Mayer. So go ahead with it.
Rolling right into it. Yeah.
That's right.
He especially his Live in LA album, he did a variety of music on it, and it was fascinating to me that he would come out and do acoustic guitar and sing pop songs and do the most crazy finger picking, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he'd turn around and do blues music, and I was like, I never really was into blues music, and then I started to fall in love with it, and then it hit me. I was like, hold on, I'm from the Mississippi Delta. Yeah,
I mean, that is where the home of the blues is born. They
so
say Clarksdale, Mississippi.
So that was just another thing. I was like, I'm starting to really get into this music. It's more raw. It's just a raw emotional form that I'm naturally attracted to. And then it motivated me that all the music, because he does rock type stuff. He does pretty much everything. Yeah. It was a motivating factor that every genre of music that I like, and rock and roll, metal, all of it, it started from a couple guys right where I'm from. In the heart of it. Yeah. And so none of it would exist without these people. So it made me go back, because I wanted to, initially coming up, I liked a lot of rock music, like Def Leppard. Yeah, Guns N' Roses, that's my era. The whole nine. I was like, okay, let me rewind. Where did this come from? And it's it was really motivating to me that I came from there. And then that style of music, I was like, let me learn it. And then I really I geeked out about it.
So I want to put some buttons on this, man. I love this here. So, you just mentioned to us, starting this whole thing out, that the first time you get introduced to the music side of things, you're sitting around a campfire at Boy Scouts. Now, little did you know at that point in time, a seed was being planted that would come to fruition shortly down the road, actually, from 8 to where you are now. By the way, folks, he just turned 21 yesterday. And in respect to coming on the show, happy birthday, one day late on that. Now, when this comes out, it's at the end of the season, so it's a few more days than that. But the point is, so you have this first influence. Now, I like the fact, too, that you also talk about, as you're going down the road, your dad is jumping from 70s to 80s to 90s. So you're catching all these different genres of music coming to you. And then as you also get a little older, you pick up on some of the styles of music that maybe didn't have a guitar in it, and you think to yourself, hey, look, I could make that work right there. Do you understand when a person starts to find their passion and love in life, one, like you just said, you don't have to push yourself to get there, but then two, you find your own true creativity. When we started this podcast, you asked me, what is your podcast cover? Is it mostly musicians? And of course I said, no, it's everything, because that was my feel. Kind of like what you're saying, the blend of life, the life that's around you, being able to appreciate multiple layers. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I've made this podcast my own, just like you started making your music your own, even though it's a mashup. So go into a little bit of details about the first time you play the songs that you've been putting together. Maybe you mashed up some songs and you actually get on stage for the very first time. I want to hear about that. That's one of my favorite things, is that first moment whenever you get the feel, because I know you've played quite a bit now. You've been in front of a lot of crowds. I want to go back to that first time. Charles is like, hey, I got a place for you to play. You've been practicing all these songs. Let's see what you got. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I remember. It was 2 years ago, summer before last, and I was like, I want to play on stage, so let me find the worst place where there's gonna be nobody I know. That's what I was looking for. I was like, okay. And there's this bar in my town that I'd never heard of called Sully's. I'm like, okay. Let me just. How am I gonna get them to book me? So I went in there, me and my buddy Matthew Nemi, who I'm in a Sixth Sense band with. Okay. So we went in there and we're just like, hey, will you come let us play and whatever. Said send me some videos. Then we just made this crappy video of us well, I mean, they said it was they liked it and they let us play, but looking back now, the growth that in a year is insane.
Well, I mean, the first time you do anything, you shouldn't expect that to be a polished product. Yeah, right, yes.
No. But yeah, I send them the video, they're like, come on. And then I'm like, oh my God, I freaked out. I'm like, I'm about to play on stage. Don't post it. I'm like, do not post it. Don't do anything.
So this was 2 years ago. So yeah, social media is big. Yeah.
I know it's going to be bad. I don't want anyone there. I'm like, let me just get this gig out of the way. Right. I know it's going to be my first one. And then I was shocked when a few people actually showed up.
Was your parents there?
Yeah, my parents came.
Okay, so you had those. You had the support
and some
there.
Friends came, and then I'm really blessed. That was the first one, and it went better than the next two.
It went better than the next two.
Yeah, because the sound. We actually, this is funny. My math teacher was playing with us. He got us. So he plays guitar. He was my math teacher freshman year and 8th grade year maybe. And I just texted him. It was right after I graduated. I was like, you want to come play guitar with me? He's like, sure. And so.
Did you think he would take you up on the offer?
Yeah. I mean,
you did?
He's a cool guy.
Oh, so he's laid back. So you knew him.
Yeah. He's once you're out of high school, he'll be cool around you.
I got you. Okay. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So he got us a spot at the school. We started rehearsing, every day. We just went up there every day. We were all into it, you know.
And so when you get on the stage that first time, what are the butterflies like?
Oh my gosh. That's indescribable.
Had you ever been in front of a crowd before? And obviously you say this wasn't a crowd, but had you been in front of people putting yourself out there?
I did the talent show in high school, playing acoustic. It was still, I wasn't good, but I could strum chords. Yeah. And so it was two girls sang some Zach Bryan song.
Oh, okay.
I strummed the acoustic guitar and we won.
And you won.
So that was some positive feedback.
Sure.
Too. So
yeah.
I feel another part of it that I left out was I had positive feedback playing early on, even though I never gave it to myself.
Do you think that it would have worked different if people would have been highly critical? You think it would have shut you down?
It's hard to say because me really getting into it, because all through high school when I was a kid, it was kind of a half obsession. Okay. But when I really got obsessed, it was all an internal dialogue. Just it's you have to do this.
I'll tell you why.
And you can go.
No, go ahead.
I was saying we were talking about how you don't have to discipline yourself, and I kind of want to rephrase that. I don't want to say when you find your passion, you don't have to discipline yourself. I want to say it's a lot easier to be disciplined, because it was like really frustrating learning at first.
Sure, I bet.
Because like you have to, some people like, you see these ads. I know guitar players are going to know when you see these ads. I'm going to show you the key to unlock the fretboard. You
see that junk all the time.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to learn scales. You don't have to learn scales. I've unlocked the code, and then they try to get you to buy something. Nope.
All gimmick.
Yeah,
not
gimmick. True. It's frustrating. You have to sit down. You have to learn your intervals, learn everything. But it was just like I learned it faster than anything I've ever learned in my life. It came to me. Yeah. Faster than basketball, because I used to be obsessed the same way with basketball. Like after the game, if we lost, I'd be in the gym that night shooting.
Yeah, like, I understand that.
And so and I was constantly working out there in the summer, getting up. I didn't progress the same way. It's a different thing, you know. I didn't pick it up like the way I picked that up, and it was weird. It was just like I was like, okay, this is a natural thing, you know. You learned it way faster. You absorb it. You absorb
it and you obsess over it if you love something. I can tell you that I could speak a lot of different angles on this. So being in school, I was not very academically driven. I could say I was very comedically driven. I loved to be a comedian, even though they didn't pay anything, of course, in high school. But when I got out and eventually got into fire service, the first time I started into like the EMS side of things and taking paramedic classes, I was so fascinated by it and loved it so much. I made straight A's, and we're talking solid C's and D's in high school. So straight A's in paramedic school because I loved it. Much what you said. It wasn't like it wasn't work. So I get what you mean by the discipline has to be there. And trust me, not every single day of my life that I'll wake up and I'm like, man, I can't wait to study. But I also couldn't think to myself, I'm not going to study. I was going to do whatever I needed to do to be the best I could be. And that's what ends up driving you. What I was going to ask a while ago about the, I have to, because I have the ADDs. So I got to stay on this point here for just a second, because when I was asking you about if it had been different, maybe people would have not given you great reception. Now, of course, you said you had family and friends, so it's not typical that your family and friends, unless they're just busting your chops and they're like, boy, that sucked. I mean, sometimes in the firefighter world, they like to mess with you. So that would have been par for the course for me. But if say that you would have had like complete strangers and they would have given you negative remarks, I asked that question because I want to tell you something. When I was young, when I was your age, 21, when I was in those days, I think I probably was a little bit more sensitive to criticism, and it would be an easier turnoff to me if somebody said I sucked at something, to walk away from it and be like, screw that then, because you don't want that condescending motion. Look, it's easy to feel judged by others because, let's face it, a lot of times anywhere you go, whatever it is you're doing, people are looking at you and they're thinking stuff. Getting past that to just be yourself and be comfortable being yourself, it sometimes you have to allow yourself to be so vulnerable that you can actually suck at something and be okay with that so that you can grow. And what I realized as I got older was there was never a moment somebody could tear me away from a dream or a desire or a goal if it was what I truly wanted, but their criticism would be seen as inspiration. And so if you came at me and said, hey, look, you sucked at this. If somebody said you suck at podcasting, and I've heard plenty of negative comments, I would not say, oh, you're wrong or feel offended. I would say, how? How do you see me not being great at it? Because then maybe you're going to give me something that I can work on. Or maybe you're just being rude. And I can just say, screw that. It doesn't even bother me. So when it came to you playing, that's what I'm getting at, Charles. When it came to you playing, did you feel like no matter what the criticism could be, you were going to use it as fuel versus water to put the fire out?
Well, coming up, I kind of had an understanding this is what you want to do. Like you said, I knew it was kind of going to suck. Yeah, and sometimes. I still and I kind of have this frame that's kind of served me well. It's like, if someone wants to give you criticism, when they speak to me and give me the criticism, first I look at who's saying it to me. That's good. Who's the person, and then what do they have going on in their life of significance? Because a lot of times the pattern is people who is like your podcast sucks. Yeah. He's probably doesn't have very much going on in his life. He probably is like shallow inside, and the only way he gets any fulfillment is from
hurting someone else.
Right. And so and that's like a part of there's just people like that, you know, and
Sure
it's
there
not
are.
good or bad. It's just like, because they don't even realize it, you know, so if it's somebody like I was really lucky to have great mentors, guitar mentors coming up. And that's what I always soak. I didn't seek those people who were going to say that. I soaked criticism, but I wanted it from guitar players I wanted to be like. Mm-hmm. And I got it. And then it was like, okay, like I understand. From somebody who I aspire to be like, it's different, you know.
There's a difference in somebody critiquing versus somebody being critical.
And they're also like an intelligent person who really wants to help you will come off in that brash way.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I'm really lucky because in other areas like in sports, I didn't always I had the mean critical,
the tough coaches. Yeah.
Right, which I didn't handle it as well as I should. You know, I look back at it now, I was like, okay, they had better intentions than I gave them credit before.
Sure.
But like we would all like say terrible things about the coach.
Of course.
And that also helped me realize like, you know, the message is in the mind of the receiver, you know.
Sure.
Like even though you're trying to be helpful, it's like it doesn't come across that way sometimes.
Not everybody's great at the messaging. I will give you that.
People don't like to be called wrong. And like you said, like a willingness to not have to be right or to not take the high ground above someone. That's like a superpower. You know?
It is.
Just to say, okay.
It's a very wise answer from a guy that sometimes I've had some of the most incredible wise answers come from young people that I didn't expect, because whenever I was that young, I don't think I saw the world through those spectrums. I don't know what I saw the world through. Neither does my parents, to be quite honest about it. But that's a very wise way to approach it, is if a person is giving you harsh advice, but you know it's coming from a place that they care and they're trying to help you succeed and be better, take that advice, listen to it, and try to work with it. If a person's just being hurtful and mean because that's how they feel like they make themselves feel better, just don't even give it a second thought and keep on moving. So that's very wise for you to be able to think that way. So let's jump back into some of these questions we got here about your music as it grew. So as you started into playing, did you have a game plan or a vision or a thought, or were you just still working it? I mean, like in your early years, 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, I'll say early years, just 2 years ago, did you have a game plan or a vision at that time about what you saw yourself developing into?
No.
Okay.
It was more like, instead of the plan and the vision, it was more like, this is what you want to do. Let me think of the best next thing I can do. I knew I wanted to play on stage.
Okay. So
I wanted to do more
spot.
of that. Yeah.
I got you.
Didn't think about money, didn't think about anything. I was like, how can I work on my skills constantly and then play on stage? I was like, all right. And then I went from there, one step at a time, really. And that's like kind of what served me. Because if you asked me 2 years ago if I'd be doing this today, like I would tell you you're crazy.
Well, I mean, and that's how we should live our life.
Yeah.
It should be such an adventure that we do things that we couldn't even have seen a year ago,
but
2 years ago.
I also get like the planned out approach. Some people like to be more like, I'm going to write the vision board and this is the house. I'm going to be in this house and I see the house.
Yeah.
And I got into that. I'm on the motivation stuff. I don't know. I wonder what's your take on that. Is it? Are you a
manifesting?
Yeah.
Yes. I believe you should manifest to a point.
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned.
It gets kind of kooky.
Well, and I think this happens is you can become your own worst motivator if you put parameters on yourself of your levels of idea of success and you put a timeline on it. I think too often time is different than reality of what we envision. Like when I started podcasting, if I would have said I want to be at this level by this time and this level by this time, chances are I would have already given up, because it takes time to build a product. I think it's common for a lot of folks to have this big dream and they see the top of Mount Everest, but maybe they don't always think about how much work it's going to take to get there, how long it's going to take to get there. It's not that Mount Everest is impossible. It's just that maybe your process sometimes is a little clouded by reality versus non-reality. If you're trying too hard to get there too quick, it's not going to be real, and then you're probably going to walk away. Just know that you're dedicated to the process. There's nothing wrong with saying to yourself, I want to be at the top of Mount Everest one day.
Yeah.
And then all along the way, learn, take lessons, keep grinding, keep pushing. As a motivator, that's what I tell folks. This is a shocker. I know, you see me, I'm a fat dad. I've ran 35 marathons in 35 states. Ooh. And every single marathon has to start the same way, Charles. one step at a time. And I always start, and whenever I finish, I'm thankful. I give praise to God. I'm like, I did another one and I'm still alive. 35. Let me see if I can do 36. All along the way, have those micro wins. So as you're playing, say to yourself, look, this coming year, 2026, last thing, and we're going to come back to you. Because I love the thought process that you have to have a vision to be successful.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's a place to allow for growth and setbacks. So for me, coming into 2026, I had roughly 20-something speaking events. One of my side things is I love to be a speaker in front of places, whether I'm doing keynotes to a graduation at a college or I'm speaking to some assembly somewhere. I want to do 30 this coming year. I'm going to try to grow. Yeah. Now, if I end up at 10 and I'm 10 less than last year, I'm going to see what did I do wrong to get there. So tell me some stuff about how you are planning on growing Charles Robbins, the guitar player.
Yeah, I like that. It's like good to have like a number because like it's like the saying like shoot for the stars, you might get the moon. I probably butchered that.
No, that's a good one.
But yeah, it's like also people can just get like hung up in it. You know, it's kind of people who just think about the end result all day.
That's right.
It stops you from focusing on the thing.
Very wise.
My thing was like guitar players do this. I'm not calling anybody out. It's like this kid I know, he's just starting getting a guitar. What pedal should I get? What do you think about this amp? Like, just get a guitar, get any guitar that feels fine, and just play the crap out of it. Learn the ins and outs of it. And my only planning is like I've got some big gigs coming up. I've got Ground Zero coming up. It's gonna be
nice.
That's gonna be huge. That's like my bucket list gig.
Good.
And I'm playing some big frat parties too. It's called Groundhog Day at Sigma Chi.
Okay.
Ole Miss.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
they just beat the snot out of Tulane by the way. Props, hotty toddy.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What a game. Yeah. But yeah, it's just it's like a balance for me. Instead of looking at the result of what's going to happen, it's like, okay, I'm texting this person, I got to get this gig. I'm working here. I'm in the other band too, the college band. And so like we're growing over there. It's just different music. I love it. And it's such a good switch up from my band, which is like blues, R&B driven funk. And my college band's like Grateful Dead, rock stuff. And so yeah, I'm just trying to have fun, while just staying focused,
Enjoy the process. Look, let's face it. Anytime you get to the finality of something, it really is just a celebration moment, but that's not where you're growing. Think about that. When you finish something, you ain't growing anymore.
No.
You can celebrate the process that you just went through, but it's the finality of that moment. That's why you got to think about what's my next thing. Well, in life, it should always be progression. You should just always think about what is this journey teaching me today? And also embrace, this is the big part. So I gave you a little piece of that. I wanted to see where you went with it, but embrace those setbacks too. Embrace the failures because those are the moments you have the best chance to grow from. I'm going to tell you something. I was actually just once spoken to a person that does social media stuff recently. I was telling you a little bit about that downstairs. And they were telling me some things I could do to blow up and just be like this massive podcast guru person all over the internet. And I said, the truth is I'm not afraid of success. I'm afraid of success that comes too quickly without knowing what the process was. The truth is, Charles, if all of a sudden overnight you become a sensation and you're not even sure how you got to be a sensation and you fall from that, you really don't know how to get back to that. And then also in the process, it could ruin the thing that you tried so hard to get to the first time. For me, I know if I grow slow and I grow intentional, whatever that thing looks like in the end, if something was pulled out from under me in a moment, the failure, the setback, I know how to get back there again. So the lessons that you're learning along the way, those are invaluable. Those life lessons, whether it's real life or it's guitar playing or it's podcasting, dude, that's the gift. That's the gift. And then guess what you get to do? You're 21 right now. Wait till you're 51. Now all of a sudden, all those years of lessons you've been given in life, you get to turn around and hand that to someone else. And that's my favorite part of being a coach, being a life coach, being a sports coach, giving some of those wisdom moments to someone else. When I hear a person like yourself coming here at 21, and you've already said some things that are very, very impressive about your mindset and how you grow yourself or how you handle adversity, that gives me a lot of encouragement. You guys are going to be a lot better than I was.
That made me think of something. my version of like of growing, like for me, it was get on stage as much as you can. Because you can play in your room, and then
That's a good point.
And then you can play in front of people, and then it's a different thing.
That's so true.
It's a different feeling. So the more I get, and I fail every time. Like I fail in some capacity. I've never gone on stage and not failed in some capacity.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I just get a little better, and that's like the key for me. What led to my growth was putting it out there, like you said. Like those crappy gigs.
Yeah, do them, man. Get in there, jump. Go for it, swim.
Yeah.
Look, I got to tell you something. If you're waiting for the perfect time to be the perfect version of the perfect you, it ain't coming.
That's so common, man. I
just
hear that from
keep
everybody.
Going. Just do stuff. Try something.
Yeah.
You got to just jump in and go. Can I give you a cross-relatable story?
Sure, come on.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. This is why the life lessons that I try to bring to this microphone and then to life as I speak. You talk about how you had to get on that stage. Well, me personally, that's kind of how I did my motivational speaking. Was I had to just start somewhere. With me, it was just a phone making a video. But then I started getting gigs, and now I'm standing on this stage. I'm standing on this stage. It didn't matter if there was 500 people in the crowd or there were 5 people in the crowd. I was willing to go and put the work in, and I've been doing that for 3 years now. And I mean, like this past year, I had thousands of people in some keynote graduation speeches, and I've had as little as 20 people in a classroom. And the number didn't matter. It was the message that I knew needed to be delivered, because you might hit one person that it really matters to. I'm going to give you a quick relatable story, and then I want to go to some of your goals for venues. So think about that while I'm telling you this part here. Goals for venues. And this was a question will be coming to you from my son, Zach Camp, that is 28. He's like, man, dude, ask him about this. And so I was like, all right, I'll get a question in for you. So here's what I wanted to tell you is like all the preparation in the world, it doesn't matter how many times, like you just said, in your room, the reps that you do, the comfort that you have in that moment cannot be the substitute for the real thing. You have to get in the real thing. My real fast story to this is I trained for an Ironman triathlon. Not sure if you know what that is. 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, 26.2 mile run. Trained for a whole year. And all my swimming, for the most part, was in a swimming pool. I jump into the river on race day, and there's arms and legs hitting me. I can't see anything because the river's murky. So when I tilt my head up, that's all the time I can see any light. And I start to panic, and I start to go to the side, and I start to stop. And I said, why am I stopping? I just trained for a year. And it was because I was fearful. I was scared. And I said, I could swim and give my best and see what happens in the end, or I can get out of here and walk off and everything was wasted. And I'm not going to have wasted all that time working. So I just started swimming, and it was ugly. I didn't look like an Olympic swimmer, but by God, I came out the other end of that thing, and then I finished the bike and the run and finished the whole race. And I went back to that moment in the water, and I said, that is the perfect analogy to life. Sometimes we prepare so much in the dark that when the moment comes, we can shut down. We have to allow ourselves to get out there, get in the moment, move forward, and not be afraid of failure. Just do the best you can and learn from it. And that's what you're doing, being on that stage each and every time. So as I transition to stage talk, tell me about maybe 5 venues that you would like to play in, maybe in the next couple years, but with the last one being like your top venue in the world if you had that option.
Okay, let me think. Okay, 5.
Or you could go to 3.
Ground Zero, of course.
Okay.
I played at Ground Zero Biloxi, but not with my band. I was playing guitar for Brian Ballou and the Bears.
Okay.
And said, I want to play there. Charlie Robbins Boys Band. I'm playing in Clarksdale.
That's big.
Yeah.
The best of blues mecca, right?
So and another one that just I thought of was Proud Larry's. A few places in Oxford, like the Lyric is huge.
It is.
That's the main place, because I've been booked in Starkville and different places. Let me think of some other venues. I watch a lot of shows at it's called Eddie's Attic in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Note, I think it's in California.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think about the venue that much.
Yeah.
I just like, if there's a lot of people there, I don't think about it. Rick's, that's another one. Yeah.
Okay.
We played at Rick's, 6 Cents. We opened at Rick's. There's like places I've opened at that I just want to play.
So nothing big like a Red Rocks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What about a Madison Square Garden?
Man, I just can't even fathom that.
Oh, I can for you. I could totally do that. So, person once asked me, said, "Where would be your top place?"
That's how I'm going to get
speak?
made fun of. People are going to be, oh, you think he's going to play at Red Rocks?
Man, who cares? Because guess what? A person once asked me in the podcast. He said, "What would be your number one venue to speak at as a motivational speaker?" Immediately, I said, Madison Square Garden. I want it sold out. I want that place packed to the gills, baby.
Okay, if we're going that big,
go big, baby.
Okay, yeah. Red Rocks is sick. Folsom Field.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I could list off a bunch because I have this thing called Nugs.
Yeah,
musician fans know about it. It's you can get all the live shows and the videos. So I watch Dead and Company and Dead shows.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, all the Folsom Field shows are good. Like people who like follow bands, like Billy Strings too.
Oh, Billy Strings, yeah.
Dude, speaking of Billy String, I saw him December last year. Best show I've ever seen.
Nice. What about have you been to the Grand Ole Opry?
No.
Okay. Well, you know they got the Opera House up there and stuff in Nashville.
Yeah, they mainly do. That's all country.
Man, you can get in there now and just about anything.
Really?
They take everything in there now. Everybody's played. It seems like that's Elvis played one night there, and that was it. And he's like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm walking out." They had some kind of falling out, but anyways, there's a whole story.
Is it Raymond? Is it called Raymond?
The Raymond. Yeah, the Raymond.
I saw. I watched. I didn't see it, but I've watched the videos of Billy Strings playing there.
Yeah, he's played there several times.
Yeah.
So that's in fact when we did a tour there, and last year. No, it was this year. It was the beginning of this year. Yeah, they had his posters and stuff up everywhere. Everybody's played, man. There it is, the Raymond. That's where I'm gonna put you.
Yeah, Raymond, Nashville, Bridgestone.
I'm putting you there.
Okay.
That's where you're gonna play. That's gonna be your big one. And when that happens, you heard it here, folks. You've got to invite me.
Oh yeah.
That's it. So you got to invite me. I got to come out,
baby.
Backstage pass and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing, brother. All right. So let's just go to this next question I have here because I have a couple questions because I want to save some time for you to be able to slap them strings for a minute.
Okay.
We've got my producer and I, we have themes. This year was Thrive in 25. You'll like this. Mm-hmm. For 26, our theme is getting your licks in 2026. Licks on the guitar.
I like that.
Because he's got like 3 bands he's got going now. So he's been doing some big things. So do you have a preference or what is the difference if there's not a preference of playing solo versus in a band, your mindset? Was there a difference in your mindset or do you have a preference on it?
A lot of my solo stuff is people who've seen me play in the band. This surprised me, the amount of people that have seen me play in the band and then want me to come play solo.
Interesting.
And so, like, I've kind of got into it. I'm not going to say I don't like it as much, but it's different. Because, like, I kind of like to lean on the band, Yeah. That's a big part of the experience. I love my band, but they'll tell you, like, I'm, like, constantly yelling at the bass player, the drummer. I'm like, can you do this? Can you, like, do it like that?
I got you.
That fuels like what I can do is because the guitar player is only as good as what he's playing over.
Sure.
And so like playing by yourself, I'm having to really learn, and it's helping me a lot. It's helping my rhythm and stuff. My singing, it helps your singing a lot.
Yeah.
And I've played with a few different people where they'll just be like, "Come play." Like I'm playing acoustic and singing. Just sit with your acoustic or electric and just kind of just play.
Yeah.
Like play with me. And so doing that, it's like, I don't know the songs.
So you have to kind of figure it out.
So it helps it's just more training. It's like, I treat it more as like training for what I actually like to do.
Yeah.
And I learned like, you learn the numbers. I was like, okay, that's that number and stuff. And then you're like, okay, everybody says everything's 1-4-5 in music. I was like, okay, I'm starting to pick up these other progressions. There's always down a 6 in there. Especially when I play with guys who do country. It's the same stuff over and over. It
is the same stuff over and over.
I
tell my wife that all the time. She's like, oh no, this one does it like this. She's a big country fan. I like the upbeat country. She likes the slow country. See, I like your music I've listened to. Yeah. It's got a little fire to it. In fact, I saw one, I don't know what numbers it was, but you were biting your chords.
I know what you're talking about.
There was a performance anyways, guys. You have to go out there on YouTube and find it. And you were biting your chords. Now, I know that Jimi Hendrix used to catch his guitar on fire. So what was the inspiration to bite the chords? I'm just curious. I like it.
Kingfish.
Kingfish, did he do it?
He does it every show.
Does he do it?
Dang near.
I have seen him play. I've never seen him do that.
Oh, really? When did you see him play?
No, not in person. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
On internet, on the internet.
Yeah.
we spoke before the show. John Clayton White was a guest of mine maybe a year ago or so, and he's a blues player. And at that time, he was about to go, now he's already done it, on tour, I say tour, and let me rephrase that. They were on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I've seen that. The blues
playing
cruise,
together.
yeah.
The blues cruise. Yes, that's it. So he had not actually played with Kingfish at that time, but then he's played with him since then, of course. And I've never seen him bite the guitar like that. That's interesting. All right, so let me ask you a couple more questions, and we're going to jump into your guitar playing for a second, unless you got some other stuff you want to talk about, of course.
I do have one more. You go ahead, but I had one good question for you.
Oh, yeah. We have time. We have plenty of time.
Sweet.
I'm just trying to make sure we get plenty of time for you to be able to do whatever it is that you have planned for the guitar. Because I don't know, we didn't talk about that other than I just knew you were going to bring it and play it. But I'm letting you figure out what you want to do and then talk about whatever it is you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
So the other question I would have for you, if you could give someone advice right now who's been thinking about pursuing playing the guitar, what is some advice that you wish someone would have given you when you first got started?
The gear doesn't matter. The guitar doesn't matter. None of that matters till you actually know you want to do it and you put the time in. Okay. It's more about none of that matters. Like the strings don't matter. It's just like, can you play the chords? Will you work on your picking? Mm-hmm. It's all the other stuff is resistance and distraction to keep you from doing the thing. Interesting. Just like do the thing. Like do the thing. If you think you want to do it, if you think you want to do it, then try it. It's like better than doing nothing. You know, I like to relate that to playing baseball. I see these young guys that are like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And if they don't have a $600 baseball bat and a $500 bag and gold chains hanging off their neck, and I'm like, dude, you're 9. That is fake gold. Dude, play baseball. They're not going on the field until they have all that. It's like, do the thing, like what you're saying. Just get out there and play ball, man. Get you a $50 baseball bat and learn how to hit a ball. Get a hunk of crap. Get the crappiest guitar. Then once you get something nice, like I played a Chinese PV for a year. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's not a great guitar. Okay. Not poo-pooing on PV, but they're a Mississippi company, but it was like a Chinese-made PV. It's like a very entry-level guitar. Got you. And I played the crap out of it. Yeah. And then I kind of got decent, and then I got an intermediate guitar, a PRS, that red one I play on stage a lot. Yeah. And sold that, and then this is like my dream guitar now. Oh, good. Well, we're about to see the dream guitar, absolutely. What brand? I didn't see. This is a PRS McCarty core model, USA made. Nice. Can you do any other instruments other than a guitar? That was another question I had in here. Or are you strictly guitar? Just guitar. That's okay to be just guitar. Electric, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of folks, they end up playing keyboard, and then they learn drums, and then they do all these other things. So you're keeping the main thing. I've channeled my forces. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I channel my forces to a harmonica, so I got you. I will never get everything out of the guitar. So there's infinite. When I die, I'll still not have discovered everything I can do on there. I would agree to that. I definitely can assure you that there's plenty to learn. So you had some questions for me. I like this part. Usually, sometimes the questions come and go, but you specifically had some stuff in mind. So go ahead, throw them at me, brother. I would like you to parallel when you're asking me about coming on stage, like the feeling when you come on stage. From me speaking? Did my response? Do you find a similar experience? So it's interesting because I think that I'm an anomaly. I joke with my wife that I'm a unicorn. And the reason why I say that is because I never have a fear of being talking in front of people. I have a fear of giving the wrong message. So it's a little different because I know the words I'm speaking, there's going to be people in the audience that they're looking for something. And it could be a lot of things. Depends on what my audience is I'm speaking to. And I've spoke to addiction recovery, you name it. I've spoken to so many different variety of people, which is what I think makes this podcast work, is because I have a lot of experiences. And I think that I have a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of responsibility for me to know my audience and to speak truth to them and not give them something that either A, is going to hurt them, or B, is lacking substance. So my fear is not being in front of people. I was an only guy cheerleader for 2 years in college.
So being an anomaly and a weirdo in front of everybody is easy for me, Charles. I can get on stage in front of 1 billion people, or I could get on stage in front of 2 people and be the exact same person. I don't have the fear of being in front of people. I think my heartfelt trepidation comes from not giving the message I was supposed to give. So I really have to stay in tune with that part.
Yeah, dang, I wish I was like that when I started. Because I was more like, what's Susie gonna think? Blah, 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 blah. But it sounds like you're more focused on the thing, which is like I feel like I've gotten better at that too.
Yeah.
Because that's way better than focusing on the external. Like, you're not thinking, you're solely concerned about the message you're going to give.
That's it.
Not what anyone's going to think about it.
Not a single person. I have been the butt of so many jokes in my lifetime, and I've learned to laugh at myself. Self-deprecation is okay to a point. Yeah. And, there's probably not a lot of jokes a person can make of me that I haven't made of myself in general. Being in the military and being on a fire department, if you have thin skin, they're going to chew you up and spit you out.
Have you listened to any Goggins?
Oh, I have. Now, look,
because he, I've read his stuff.
I have. I've read some of it.
He says he's like, I could be doing motivational speeches, making millions, man. I just feel like I'm faking it, man. I could just be fake and go on stage and just make all this money and just talk. Yeah. But it's like, it's not real if I don't go out and live it every day.
That I agree with.
Yeah, and I was like, dang.
Lead by example, not by your words. I've said this so many times in speeches and then in general to my players or to my students. If you hear someone say, do as I say, not as I do, they're not a true leader. If they know better and they're not doing that, don't listen to them because they are not convicted enough by their words to actually lead by example. Listen to the people that you see out there doing their best. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to be the best. Don't misconstrue the situation. A person that is they can give you advice or speak to you, and I'm using endurance, running. So they can give you all these tips on running. Maybe they're not the fastest out there. Maybe they've never won a race, but man, they understand the process. And those are the people I'm really interested in. Who's fighting for it? Who's going through the process? They ain't got to be the best in the world. Let's face it. Now, I think that you'll agree to this, and I'm not a musician, but I think you'll agree to this. I'm sure there are savants in this world that could pick that guitar up, barely know anything, and just rip it up and be one of the best in the world. Yeah. Does that mean that they're going to be inspirational? To me, no. The person that does stuff that's easy for them, they don't have a lot in the tank to share. If you remember back to an early part of our conversation, it's the process. And whenever a person mentioned to me, and it's kind of fake, it is true, the idea of getting on stage and being the voice that people, you're feeding something to them that you know is not real to you just for the benefit for yourself. That is a fake minister. And I'm saying minister, I'm talking about like, obviously in the speaking of conversation, that's no substance. You're giving them empty calories, man. Give them the meat, and the meat has to come from your heart. So I would rather fight for 10 years to, quote, have a big audience so that it's real versus have a big audience in 2 years and none of it's real. And for me, the audience is irrelevant. That's why I told you I could be in front of 1 million people or 5 people. The message will be the same because it's heartfelt. But I do believe in this. I do believe that the bigger your message can be, the more impact you can have. But the impact only matters if it's real. So it's everything you're saying. So if you aren't real, sir, if your music isn't to your heart, then honestly, you're not going to touch people. There are moments I have heard a person sing a song or play an instrument, and I get teary-eyed because I know it's coming from right there, man. Those are the ones I want to be around. The people that actually do it from their soul. That's what I want to be around. The fake folks, you can have the fake folks. You can have the drama. We talked about that at the front. People love drama. You make a TikTok of some stupid dramatic bull crap, and all of a sudden it's been seen by 50 million people. I put a message out just this past week of a Vietnam veteran that is a POW, and he's telling his story. A couple thousand views. And I'm like, really? That should have been 1 billion in my book because that's real stuff, man. That's real. That dude is a survivor. He's an American hero.
Doesn't sell in 2025.
Doesn't sell. But guess what? The 3, 4, 5,000 people, however it ends up being, that's the ones that was meant to see it.
Quality over quantity.
Every single time, sir. Yeah. Every single time. Do you have other questions? I mean, I can go all day. This is what Coach Camp does. I love riffing with people and then individuals that really crave on motivation and they're looking for good messages. You're speaking my tune.
Who was, okay, I had this question popped up in my head. I'm glad I remembered it.
Yeah.
What got you into this, kind of two questions, like podcasting, like what was like, I want to start a podcast, and then what speakers or people like motivated you to do the things you did in life, and then which then motivated you to share your message?
So interesting fact on both the speaking and the podcasting. Prior to me doing it, I had never listened, formally listened to any motivational speakers, and I had never heard a podcast ever. I never listened to any of them. And I was a coach and I was a teacher, and I had a farm, and that was all I did. Had a bunch of animals at one time, Charles. It's a whole long story. We're down to like 5 chickens and a couple dogs. That's a long story. But when I first got into teaching, all my years of coaching was the only way I knew how to talk to people. I would try to look at my talent and see which person had what type of talents, because that's what you do as players. If you got 15 kids on a team, they're all going to have different skill sets and different levels of skill sets. So you're going to have to try to figure that out as a coach. And that's what I did in the classroom. I was trying to see where my students were, which ones were weak in some areas, what were strong in the other areas, how to blend that crew to make the best team we had. And that coaching style is motivational in nature. I don't know if you've ever seen it. You've played sports, so you know this. Sometimes you've got to make a team that you know as a coach sucks. Believe they can win. And that takes a lot of magic sometimes.
Been on those teams.
Yeah, it takes a lot of magic. So It's not that you don't believe it as a coach, but you know it's going to take an extraordinary effort from your players. And you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. So you got to instill that every day. You've got to really want this, man. I can't play. Well, I can't take the test. And being a paramedic instructor, I need you to know what to do in case I fall dead so I don't die. So that coaching style, my students were the ones that kept saying, you need to be a motivational speaker. I was like,
wow.
I don't know what that is. And then I started looking it up, and I found the Tony Robbins, and I'm like, he looks fake. I'm sorry, Tony. I know you're a billionaire, but you seem fake. Your messages seem fake. And Goggins, I listen to his stuff, and I'm like, he seems so mad. Somebody needs to hug that guy. Give him a hug. There were a variety. Now, I did follow on like Matthew McConaughey, which is an actor, and Denzel
I've read
Washington.
His novel. Yeah.
Man, great. And then Inky Johnson comes along, and Inky is this great speaker that was a football player stuff. And I'm like,
I've seen him speak before.
I'm like, those are my people. Now I start saying, okay, we have a lot of same messaging. It's the same. It's nothing that I learned. It's kind of, if anything, validating. And so all this blends really quick. I'm glad you asked the questions. There are, I'm sure, brand new listeners out there that have not heard these parts. Those that listen every week, you've heard some of this stuff. So I'm sorry. But then there was the moment where I'm questioning myself. I'm like, do you really have what it takes to be a speaker on a stage? So I literally rented out the DeSoto Family Theater, and I had 300 something seats in it. And I put together my own show about leadership and had 3 other speakers join in. And we go and we do the show. And in that time, I met my guy, Derek, over here that does podcasting. And he comes out to the show and he videotapes, and we get to talking. And he's like, dude, you should probably be behind a microphone. So I credit Derek for getting me involved in podcasting. I credit my students for getting me involved in public speaking. And in the end, I think that it was my gift and what I'm meant to do. And so when you find all those things, you don't have to work hard at it. Like we said, it doesn't mean it's not hard work. But it does mean you don't have to work hard at it because you love doing it, so it comes natural. So that's where I'm at today.
That's a really cool story, yeah.
It's all true stuff, man.
So you'd say it's like a mix between, it's like you were getting the positive feedback and the encouragement.
Other people saw the talent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then inside you were like, well, that'd be a cool thing to do.
Well, it was kind of like it made
similar
sense.
to music, too. It's like,
yeah,
the validation helps. I mean, it helps. It's just like, for me, it's like a measure. If it's good feedback, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going. Nothing else.
Well, more specifically, I'm asking why. And I asked that kind of like question to my students, and it was multiple semesters. It wasn't one semester. It was like multiple semesters. The students kept coming back to me, brand new students that didn't know the other crew. You should be a public speaker. You should be a motivational speaker. And I was like, why? It was like, I don't know, you just have a way of connecting, and the way that you explain things makes sense, and it inspires. And I'm speaking on behalf of like the students, and they would say like, it inspires us to do better. And I started thinking, well, all of this stuff is natural because it's how I was as a coach. And how I was as a coach developed over years. You try stuff with your players, and you see what works, you see what doesn't work. You take the blend of all the coaches you had over the years and what worked and didn't work. And so there comes this point in time in your life where you're like, I think I've learned enough stuff. I should pass some things on. And one of my analogies I love to use, I've used it several times on a lot of podcasts, is grandma's recipes die with grandma if she doesn't pass it on to the next generation. So I kind of see this as being the granddad moment where I'm trying to pass on as much of the recipe that I know works in life and can make you successful and make you have a happy, fulfilled life to as many people as I possibly can. That's why I know the size of the audience eventually does matter, because you reach more people. But in the end, the message always has to be true. If you try to do something that's not real, it's not heartfelt, then in the end, either A, you're misleading people, which is one of my greatest fears in speaking, or two, people aren't going to want to listen to your crap anyways because they know you're fake.
Yeah, especially this, like, that you started a podcast. It's hard to be fake for an hour and a half.
You can't. You can't do it.
And
well, I mean, some people can, but I can't do it.
And I'd say I'm really blessed. Like, a lot of my generation wants to complain about everything. Like, we can't buy a house or whatever. It's like they just look. Every generation can do that.
Sure.
I don't feel like now it's like there's infinite access to information. You can sit there and get all the inspiration you want to do whatever you want.
I agree with you.
And it's like I've gained so much inspiration from just sitting down and hearing someone's story and hearing their pitfalls and trials, and like hearing the ways they overcame issues and their motivation from so many different people. And I just want to say it's like really cool.
Yeah. No,
just like in general, I'm just saying like podcasting is a great thing. It's like way better. I feel like back then, I don't know if you have coming up when your teen years, what year that was. But I'm sure it was like
90s.
All your information was just like what they told you on the TV. And
encyclopedia.
Like segments, yeah. Encyclopedia. Yeah. Also, it's more entertaining than encyclopedia.
It's way more entertaining. No, you're right. And it does come down to what you've already said today. And that is, this is why you're a wise guy. That's why I'm sitting there saying you're 21, you have some wisdom in you, and that's good. It's an amazing thing in my generation, but it's becoming less that for your generation, because you do have the right resources out there. The question is, do you use them? Because we can feed our brains with negativity all day long, and that makes you that soured person. Or with all that access you have to information, you could feed yourself with the good stuff, and that's going to make you healthy in all areas of your life. And that's what you're doing, sir. And that's why you're going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to be amazing. The people out there are going to be drawn to your personality, and they're going to be drawn to your music. And if you don't have anything else, I know that people want to hear you play right now.
Okay, yeah.
So let's make this thing happen. Do you need a second to set up anything? Are you ready to rock?
No.
Let's rock and roll. We're going live time. We're not even cutting from this. No edit time. Here we go.
Let's see.
You tell me what you're doing, and then take it away.
I'll just play I'm just going to mess around a little bit.
All right, do it. I like it.
It's Grateful Dead stuff.
Oh,
That's
do
what
it,
I've
man.
been messing around with lately in my rooms.
I'm going to tape this part so I can send it to a friend of mine. was nice, man. Let me ask you one quick question. So if you have 1 minute to shut the club down, and you know it's been a great night. So on this last thing, they say, Charlie, you got 1 minute left on this stage. I can tell how much joy this brings to you. Your light, the light got brighter in here when you started playing. It's like glowing off of you, man. It's like you love this stuff. They say, Charlie, we got 1 minute. We need you to bring this house down. It's yours. This is your stage. You have 1 minute. What's your go-to slam dunk, using a basketball analogy? See, I'm bringing it all the way back. It's called a callback in the comedy world. What is your slam dunk 1 minute go-to?
All right, sweet. Hold on. I got it.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
All right. We have a bass player in here, but he's not playing bass. So you're going to have to imagine the bass in the background.
Hey, Derek, you want to play bass with this?
Yeah, I get it.
All right, we're going to pause on it. So 1:12, when we come back, it's the 1 minute finale you don't want to miss. All right, folks, welcome back. This is it. This is the moment. We've got 1 minute right now. Taking center stage is going to be Mr. Charlie Robbins with the Derek Me Show Band. They're going to be laying down a 1 minute grand slam finale. At this time, Mr. Charlie Robbins, Derek Me Show, take the stage. Mama's coming home. I said, well, Mama's coming home. Daddy's been out, but baby, he likes to roam. Well, Mama's coming back and the kids are all outside, yeah. Mama's coming back, but the kids, they're all outside. Oh, yeah. Mama does said that rascal, he's gotta go. Yeah, he does. Daddy, oh daddy, daddy, yeah. Mama done said that rascal, he's gotta go home. Well, the kids are outside, but that rascal, he's gone. Now daddy's gone, daddy's gone. Charles Robbins and the Derek Me Show. Mississippi. Woo! Man, I tell you what, that looked like that was rehearsed, and I got news for you. It was not.
Not at all.
That was not rehearsed.
Awesome.
Charles, man, look, I hope you had a great time. Thank you for driving up here from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Thank you so much for having me.
Man, look, great stuff. Wise words. I have a feeling you're going to go big places in this world along the way. Never forget to look back and help those other guys coming behind you, because one day you're going to be their mentor, and it's going to be very needed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything you want to leave my fans with and your fans with as we rock and roll out of here?
Nothing. I just want to say thank you again. We got a big year coming up, 2026. It's going to be great.
How can they find you?
Charlie Robbins, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of stuff on YouTube.
Got some TikTok too, I've
There's
seen.
another Charlie Robbins that plays guitar with my same name.
How about that?
So you got to sift through him.
Imposter.
Yeah. I mean, he was first before me.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, thank you so much again. Safe travels on your way back home, and we look forward to seeing what you got in 2026.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. This is it. This is wrapping up 2025. We've been thriving in 25, and me and my boy D-Dog. Woo! Have we had fun this year? I'm going to ask you something. Go to my website, motivatewithcoachcamp.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube, and until next time, Coach Camp out.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe